Hi, and welcome to this, the 5th edition of my vlog. This vlog provides 3 English lessons based on news stories. Remember, if you find this lesson useful, you can subscribe to receive more free lessons. We start this week in the only place that we can start, really, with the despicable chemical weapons attack in Syria and the swift riposte from America. The attack in a place called Khan Sheikhoun is widely believed to be the work of Syria's President Assad. Autopsies carried out in Turkey have proved that the nerve gas sarin was responsible for the attack, which is believed to have killed at least 72 people. Witnesses say that the victims were gasping for air and foaming at the mouth, and a picture of a father, Abdul Hamid Alious, who lost his 9-month-old twins, Aya and Ahmed, in the attack, has been seen by millions of people all around the world, and Donald Trump's reaction was swift. He ordered the United States military to fire a volley of cruise missiles at a Syrian airbase. This airbase was targeted because the planes that delivered the chemical weapons are thought to have taken off from there. Russia and Iran have responded to the American attack by threatening war if the United States crosses certain red lines. They use the term red lines as a way of making a dig at the former US President Barack Obama, who infamously said that Syria would cross a red line if it used chemical weapons, but was then too spineless to do anything about it when Assad did use chemical weapons. So, here is the first lesson. Despicable. This means very bad. So the chemical weapons attack was despicable. A riposte. This means the same as an answer or a response. Autopsies. Autopsies are examinations of dead bodies that are carried out to understand why people died. To carry out is a phrasal verb meaning to do a task. For example, police carry out investigations. Witnesses. Witnesses are people that have seen something happen. Gasping. Gasping means doing this. It is having to try really hard to breathe. Foaming. I'm not going to show you what foaming is, don't worry. Foaming means having saliva, which is the stuff that your mouth produces to keep it moist and wet, coming out of your mouth. So your saliva comes out of your mouth when you foam at the mouth. Swift. Swift is another word that means the same thing as quick. Another word that means the same thing is rapid. So Donald Trump's reaction was swift, quick, or rapid. They all mean the same thing. A volley. This means that they fired a large amount of missiles in a very short period of time, or at the same time. Red lines. What does this mean? We use this expression to talk about a limit on the way that a person or perhaps a country behaves. The idea is that if the limit is exceeded, then something bad should happen to the person exceeding it. So Obama said that it would be a red line. The use of chemical weapons by President Bashar Assad would be a red line, meaning that if Assad did this thing, something bad would happen to him. But in this case, Assad used the weapons anyway, and Obama did nothing about it. To make a dig. This means to say something that criticizes somebody else or mocks somebody else. To mock means to laugh at somebody. Ha 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 ha. Like that. Infamously. So, somebody that is well known for being very good at something is famous for that thing. For example, Leo Messi is a famous footballer. But somebody that has done something very bad is infamous. In the case of this sentence, infamously, which we used in the sentence above, is an adverb. So Barack Obama, who infamously said that Syria would cross a red line. Notice here the difference in pronunciation between the word famous and infamous. Famous, infamous. Spineless. Spineless means lacking in bravery. We also use the word gutless to mean the same thing. Our second story this week is about a story that you may have seen a video of. The huge commotion on board a United Airlines flight that saw a passenger being forcibly removed. The man above, Dr. David Dow, was hauled off a United Airlines flight because he did not want to volunteer to get off the flight to allow extra airline staff to travel. Apparently, airlines often overbook their flights and then expect passengers to make way if there are no spare seats for any extra staff that need to travel on the plane. United needed to fly a crew to another airport in order to avoid having a plane stranded with nobody to fly it. The usual practice is to bribe members of the public to volunteer to leave a flight and then catch a later one. But when Dr. Dow, who said he had patients that he needed to treat the next day, refused to get off the flight, then he was violently dragged away by security staff. I have read that bribes of $800 are usually offered for people to get another flight, and that experienced travellers deliberately book onto flights that they think will be overbooked in order to try and get such offers. How much money would an airline need to offer you to happily agree to leave the flight? You can let me know in the comments section of this video. And remember, if you are finding this vlog useful, please subscribe to get more free lessons in future. So now, our second and final lesson for today. A commotion. If there is a commotion, there is a lot of noise and either confusion or excitement. Forcibly. Forcibly means using physical power or force to do something. So in this case, the passenger was forcibly removed, and this created a lot of commotion on the plane. To be hauled off. This is a phrasal verb, and it means to forcibly pull somebody off or away from something. To volunteer. A volunteer is somebody who offers to do something, and to volunteer means to offer to do something. To make way. This is another English phrasal verb, and it means to move out of the way so that something or someone else can replace you or take your place. And finally, to bribe. This means to offer somebody money to persuade them to do something. For example, a criminal might try to bribe a police officer to not arrest him or her. So, thank you for watching this episode of the vlog. I hope you found it useful. If you did, then please subscribe and you will get more of these free lessons in the future. Thank you very much, and goodbye.